His name can be found from the University of Iowa's campus to Wall Street, but today a lot of people are remembering Henry Tippie as a friend. Tippie died yesterday at the age of 95. He might best be known as the name associated with Iowa's College of Business and a benefactor to the university. But Tippie grew up on a farm near Belle Plaine, enlisted in the Air Force at age 17 and went on to fight in World War II. After his service, Tippie graduated from Iowa with a degree in accounting. He went on to build Rollins Incorporated into a $2 billion company. And his name is now just one of 16 on the wall of leaders at the New York Stock Exchange. It has been quite the life. And here to tell us more about it is his friend, Dan Collins, the executive officer of the accounting department at the University of Iowa. Dan, you have our condolences this afternoon. I want to share that on behalf of all of our staff. What's the sense that you have on campus today, knowing that this giant of a man has passed?
Well, Henry was a dear friend of the university, as you know, and it was a major benefactor. So it's a sad day in the Tippie College and on campus because he did a tremendous amount of good for the university, not only in the business school, but also for athletics. And he was back here often talking to students and giving presentations and talking about his career and success in business. And he was a true success story. Henry, as you mentioned, grew up at a small farm just outside Belle Plaine, got his degree in 2 years at Iowa in accounting, and then went on to work for the Rollins brothers out in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And he grew that company to the numbers that you reported earlier, $2 billion company. And he was instrumental in all that. And it's because of his ability to understand how to finance businesses, how to operate businesses, and how to keep good records, keep track of things. He grew up as a child keeping track of how much he spent putting seeds in gardens and then going out and selling it to the neighbors in Belle Plaine. So he's a real example of success in the business world. We're going to miss him dearly. So we want to pass along our condolences to Patricia, his wife, and the 3 children they have.
Yeah, we were able to just see an image of him with Patricia at an Iowa football game.
Yes.
There's a lot of pressure, you know, when somebody passes, on those left behind to memorialize them properly. Are you and your friends trying to find the right words this week?
Yes, we all are. I think we're searching for how to memorialize Henry. I'm sure there's going to be a ceremony, a service sometime on campus so we can all speak to what he meant to us. I happen to be the first recipient of the Henry B. Tippie Research Chair that I received in 1988. And now he has provided the funding for something like 30 or 31 chairs and fellowships, research chairs and fellowships in the college throughout the various departments. And it's really helped to increase the visibility of the Tippie College of Business by the faculty that they've been able to hire with the generosity of Henry and Patricia.
Dan, let's talk about, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on business and accounting, especially given what an incredible life this was. But I got to mention the leveraged buyout. This guy was a pioneer. There's a reason his name is etched into the New York Stock Exchange.
That's right. At one time, the Rollins brothers decided they were going to buy Orkin Extermination. I think the Rollins was about 1/10 the size of Orkin Extermination. And they did it by borrowing money and then using that borrowed money to buy the stock of Orkin and eventually turn that company around into a real profitable business nationwide. And Henry was right there front and center throughout that history of that company. And it's still, I think, part of Rollins Inc. today.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And Dan, we're going to let you go. We know you're busy. We just appreciate your time. But I'm curious.
Well, thank you.
Do the Hawkeye students, do those kids in that accounting department, the young people, get this? Do they get who this guy was?
Well, I think so. We have a picture in 2 parts of the building in the Tippie College, and he comes back periodically and talks to the students. So they're well aware of his history and having grown up on a small farm not far from here and the tremendous success he had in business. I think he's provided support for over 300 students over the years in terms of scholarship support. So they're there are a lot of students around here who have met Henry personally and know his story.
Dan Collins from the executive officer of the accounting department at the University of Iowa. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Once again, our condolences. We'll be right back with world and national news right after this.